Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Somebody give me a sound check. Let me know if you guys hear me okay. If the visuals are all good, say hi to me in comments. Good morning. Good morning, the Green Hippo. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am resuming after a little bit of an absence my European trading sessions. We're going to try and trade every Wednesday, Thursday mornings for Europe. And we'll see how that schedule goes. Maybe I'll go to Tuesday, Wednesday. I haven't decided quite yet, but it's going to be 2 days a week. We're going to trade 5 to 6 o'clock New York, which is I guess like 9 o'clock London. We're going to try and trade the European Open. We're going to trade Bitcoin. Good morning, Peter. We're going to trade Bitcoin. We're going to trade gold, and maybe I'll I might even trade the German 40 and the NASDAQ. We'll see how that goes. But definitely, I think German 40 could be part of the rotation for sure. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add the German to our mix here. Let's do that. Where's my DAX? Where's the DAX? Here's the German 40. Here we go. Chart window. Let me see if I can go into templates. Okay. And we will, where's my thing now? Sorry. Navigator. Sorry, I just realized I kind of wanted to do German today too. So we'll do that too. And I wonder if I go to three views, that's all right. We need a little bit wider. See if we can get this a little wider. I have a couple of cool tools here to show you that will make stuff easier to see. I guess we have to go. We'll just have to go like this, individual. So I'm actually, the only position I have right now is long Bitcoin. Yeah, I want to show you something cool. Check this out. I have like this little tool here that can magnify the screen, and you guys can actually see, see my position on the screen with just a little bit of a bigger view here. So you can actually see the whole thing. So, anyways, good morning. Good morning. The trading in London is going to be very, very different from the trading we do in New York with futures. We're going to use the same indicator, my BKBFF indicator. And for those of you guys who are coming to see me, I'm assuming everybody here is not an American, or if you're an American, welcome, but you can't take advantage of this deal because this is a deal only for non-Americans. But anybody who's not an American wants access to all this stuff essentially for free, because everything else that we offer is in our chat room, and that costs money. Well, let me give you the invitation to the chat room for free. You can join us, our community. There's a whole bunch of information, courses, everything there. But the tools, the real value of what we do is the tools, because the tools really help you trade. We create the tools that help you trade. These tools cost money if you want to be a member, but if you want to open an account with ACAP, they cost you nothing. You just, you're gonna open an account to trade anyways. You might as well use it. So interesting thing here, by the way, that's going on is just to show you, I was long Bitcoin, right, off of our standard BFF indicator, because Bitcoin was essentially in an uptrend, right, and remains so. But it's starting to slip a little bit right now. And if I were to sort of be a counter trender, I could say, oh, I think there's a possibility here that we could have a little bit of a correction. The very cool thing, first of all, about trading CFDs is that I can trade it both ways. I can trade it long for a longer term position, and I can also trade it, which I'm going to do right now. I'm actually going to create two-way trading just to show you how to do this, because the tool that I have allows me so much flexibility that it's so just bear with me a sec here, guys. I have to go view. The tool that I have, which is totally available to you for free if you open an account with ACAP. This is the tool that I want to show you, the MT5 tool. Can manage trades for me both on the long side and the short side. And just to kind of prove it to you, I'm gonna show you what I want to do here. I'm going to trade, very small positions here, just kind of for more stuff. And let's go back to to this signal over here. We have a counter trend signal over here at this level, but you can see that Bitcoin really, it takes 50 points just to move it to zero. Bitcoin or 30 points. Bitcoin is trading with a 30-point spread, so you really can't assume that this is going to be like we do in futures. You can make short-term trades, which is why when you're trading these large spread positions, you have to do multiple entries into a position. So short here, maybe short a little bit up there, and short, short beyond after that, and then let the tool actually manage the whole position for you. So this is not a bad entry for me. I'm pretty bullish Bitcoin, but it's all going to be choppy today in front of FOMC, and taking Bitcoin short at 83.50, not a bad idea. Let's take this. I can sell it. Now, what's very cool is that once it gets up to like maybe if it goes for me, I'll just make the 100 points. Great, no problem. I'm all set. If my long goes for me and makes the 100 points, great, and then I'll just work my short to profit. The point is that because I have this flexibility to be able to do multiple entries, and then the tool itself will automatically adjust to make a 100-point target or a 10-point target or whatever target I have for each individual instrument. So in Bitcoin, I have a 100-point target because that's the shortest amount of pips you can get in Bitcoin. That's reasonable, right? And in gold, it's about $1 target that I set myself up for. Actually, gold. Let me see. Is gold giving me? I want to go back to gold for just 1 second. Is gold giving us this? Yeah, gold is just about ready to give us a buy signal over here. I'm waiting for the 18 seconds to finish, and I'm going to get long gold. I'm going to show you how I'm going to try and trade that trade right now. Like this is very cool. By the way, I can actually do it. Oh, I know it. The only other thing I need to do, I can't do it over here. I'll have to do it this way. Buy. So I'm just, I'm long gold here. See if I can make a dollar on gold as well. One of the cool things about this MT5 tool is that you guys know that, when I'm trading in New York in futures, I'm always waiting for the candle close. Well, this actually has a candle close function. If you click this, it will only enter on the candle close, which is really cool. And makes your life so much easier. It automates a huge part of all of this. What I'm going to do right now actually is set all of my charts to the 2-minute time frame, which I got to do. Hang on a second. I want to do time frame. No, God, I forgot already how to do this. View, insert charts. It's been so long I've been trading Bitcoin. I forgot how to change time frames. What do I need to do? I don't want to change 5-1. I want to add a time frame. Customize, no, time frames. I think it's in tools. Options, charts, time frames. Got it. So there we go. So I want to create a 2-minute time frame. There we go. There's a I'm trying to add it to my thing. Okay, I'll figure this out a little bit later. I'll figure out time frames. I just, the reason why I want to do a two-minute time frame is because, oh no, that's actually working. That's right. I put this on a 2-minute time frame, and you see the countdown. You see how the counter is counting down. So let me just do this again. I want to go to charts, time frames, 2 minutes. I want to add that on there. do the same thing in the German. We're actually going to take a look at trades in the German because I think German is, German has just been a one-way ticket up. So, trading into the upside is going to be pretty easy for us. Charts, time frames, 2 minutes. Okay. And Bitcoin the other way. Charts, time frames, 2 minutes. Okay. All right. So let's go take a look at actually, how the German is trading too. So we're, just to show you, I'm basically, even though gold is in a pretty steep sell-off here, it's a corrective sell-off, I'm a, buy the dip bias in gold. Certainly I am. I was in futures, but even in spot, I'm perfectly happy to, to buy the dips here because I think whatever corrective moves we have, I'll be able to resolve them in multiple entries if I have to. So, I came in, this is the first buy signal since, and generally I want to, if I'm going to be a buy the dip trade, I'm not going to be taking it right at the moving averages, but when the moving averages have really separated, so then I have a reasonable place to enter the corrective mode of gold. So, we'll give that a shot on gold. But in the meantime, let's also take a look at the German. German looks pretty bullish too. So German had a sell-off about 200 points, but we're gonna wait now because I don't have any signals here on a counter trend mode. Or if you guys want to have fun, this is definitely a trend. If I go into a trend mode on the German, let me see. Do I have a signal? Yeah, I have a signal on the trend on the German. Let's play the German. Let's do a little bit of selling on the German here. I'm gonna sell this with 100 and a 10. Sell the German. Okay. So German we're going to trade, in the trend direction here, and give ourselves a couple of opportunities to resolve this if the first trade doesn't quite hit the target. Right now, everything seems super slow, so we're not getting, everything is so choppy that it's not moving in either direction. But I think German actually won't work. So here's German 5, 6, 7 points. And I'm doing very, very small positions just because for a couple of reasons. One, I want to just kind of demo a lot of the stuff out for you, and then I'll try to trade size with you as everybody gets comfortable with this idea. But then the other thing is just because you have small size, you're able to really resolve a lot of the stuff very, very easily. So we're almost there on the German for a 10-point scalp. Oops, just missed it. Wow. Spreads is always a challenge in the CFDs, so we just have to be patient for it. And the reason why, by the way, of course, why you have to have multiple entries is precisely because spreads will very often frustrate you on a short-term basis. So you have to have multiple short-term entries to really kind of make it viable. Oh, thanks, Taurus. Right click on the and click customize. I was going to click customize. Yeah, I want to add the 2 minutes. Thank you. I forgot this thing. And I want to move it, insert, and I want to move it up. Maybe down. One more. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I forgot. So the 2 minute time frame. Right. Thank you. The DAX is going to go on a 2 minute now. You're right. DAX is on a 1 minute, but it doesn't matter that I was watching. This is a 2 minute time frame, so I was watching the signal off a 2 minute time frame. So DAX looks like it's got a whole bunch of cells over here around this area. I'm going to try to see if we could squeeze the 10 points out of it here on the move. So kind of summarize, we are short DAX right now off the short-term signals here. Long gold on a reversal signal here. So this is my gold signal. Trying to trade, the gold signal over here, and kind of both ways on Bitcoin. Trying to short the move to the downside a little bit, but also long over here. Either way, when one side resolves, we're going to try to resolve the other end of it. By the way, what's my DAX target? Oh, this is a cool thing I want to show you. So we can actually see my DAX target is what is this? This is gold. Here's my German. You can see the German, right? And my DAX target is 23,372. See, it's much easier to. Sorry, that's the stop loss. What's my TP here? TP, there it is. 62. Sorry, I'm just a new toy that I'm trying to get used to. So DAX target, take profit on the DAX is 262. Take profit on the sell of Bitcoin is 379. Take profit on the buy of Bitcoin is 553. And then the take profit on gold is 3028.01, right? Kind of gives you the idea. And this is, we're sort of still waiting to see where the positions are, kind of moving ourselves around. So not much else going on over here as far as trades go. Looks like the long Bitcoin might be the closest to target. And gold is also starting to work to the long side a little bit for us too here. So here's, where's my gold? Here's the gold. We're in at 27. Gold is making a second turnaround here at the 26 level. So, and here's DAX fooling around. I think I can actually, this might be a little bit too big on this magnifying glass. Let me just modify this magnifying glass because I have fooled around. I saw this really, really, cool tool. Where is this? Why is this not letting me this? Oh, options. Here we go. Options. I want to go 2, and maybe the magnifying glass 200. Let's see if this is. Yeah, this is a little bit better, right? You guys can. This is a much more reasonable thing. This is kind of cool, right? You guys can actually see this so much better because I know it's really hard to see on the screen because MT5 is so so difficult. So this is it's a cool little thing. Let's do my first. First poll of the day. Do we like the magnifying glass? Magnifying glass. Just vote yes or no. I mean, we'll make it either a big part of the show or not part of the show if you don't like it. But I think it's much easier for you guys to be able to see because the numbers on MT5 are just tiny. Anyways, this is a tool. It's just taking a long time to work because tonight is pre-FOMC night. So markets are going to be chop all the way through. For those of you, by the way, who are in Europe and going to be there in the evening, or maybe in Asia, and you're willing to get crazy, I am going to be trading FOMC. So we're not going to trade the New York session today because there's just no point. But we will be trading the FOMC presser. And I actually figured out a way to be able to listen to Jerome while he talks. In other words, we'll broadcast his audio live, so you'll be able to hear what he says, as well as just go on trades with us. So overall, it should be really, really cool experience. So come hang out with me. We're going to start at 2:00 and go probably till 3:30. The usual thing, and we'll see what happens. No expectations of any cut, but everybody is on pins and needles thinking that if he says the economy is slowing down, if he's willing to cut, that's definitely going to have some massive impacts on a whole bunch of stuff. Gold seems to be finally getting close to our target. It's 520. Our target is 2801 on the target, and price is 2753. Right. So we're getting close there. DAX is making this little round turn to the downside. Maybe that's going to work for us. We'll see. You can see that, everything is super, super quiet here. Trying to squeeze out $1 out of gold, or it looks like the DAX is going to be our first one that's going to possibly TP. DAX, the target on the DAX is 62.80, and it's trading 67.68. So it's basically got to go 60 bid, right? So we'll see if we can get that move over here. Also, looks like my Bitcoin, the long Bitcoin trade, is working. I had here. Let me show you the Bitcoin on the charts here. So this is my, Bitcoin has been an upward trend. I took the trades over here. It just takes 150 points just to clear target for us. What's my target on Bitcoin here? 5553. So God, it's just, which means it's got to go. If you go with the Bitcoin, here's my target, 5553. If you go to Bitcoin on the trades, it's got to go to like 5. You see, it's trading 496, 524. It's got to go to like almost 600 on the offer, like maybe 575 on the offer for me to get this thing done. So it's just super, super slow as molasses. Finally, I think finally gold is working. Maybe we need 2801, 2775 on gold. Let's see if we can get that going. It's finally starting to get, there we go. Gold gets done. So if we go to the gold tab, boom, 10, looking good. And here's the chart on gold. We want to go into counter scalper mode because gold was in a sell-off, and I told you I was very bullish gold. I want to be, basically my view on gold is I'm going to be buying the greens and only selling the reds, maybe at peak levels. But I like gold all the way through. This is the counter trend mode, so it's going to show you the reds. If I were to go into trend mode on gold, oops, come on, gold. What happened? There it is. Sorry. So generally gold. Oh no, it's in counter trend mode. Sorry, I'm in the wrong box. Scalper trend mode. This is where I want to be. Okay. So this is trend mode. Generally, almost every trade in upside trend has been a winner in gold, right? So I want to be primarily on the green side. You may want to I'll take a few sells at the beginning of the negative trend, but generally I want to be buying a dip. That's why I said I liked buying the dip over here. So trade today was worked perfectly well. But let's assume if I didn't work, let's say it fell down further, I could have bought more and try to resolve it that way with a tool. Right now, I'm still pretty much doing single entry trades because nothing else is happening here. Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just really teasing me both ways. So this is didn't quite make the target. Now it's starting to come back down. And then the German. Oh, the German is. Did the German just pop? Wow, the German just popped on the upside. Okay. So I really like the German to the upside. So I'm going to open up a different trade in the German. The other beautiful thing about trading CFDs, we can trade both sides of the equation and have a good time with it because we can try to resolve both sides of the trade. So sorry, God. This is the specific MT5 tool that I designed. It's yours, that allows you to do a couple of things. You can sell and buy. The stops and targets are all manageable. So like, for example, I want to go buy German right now. You see, I'm long German. It has a TP of 10. Stop is basically it's like an emergency stop, because the stop is not the initial stop. This stop is all going to adjust as the next levels show up. So I'm long German here on the trade, looking for like a 10-point move. But let's just, for argument's sake, let's say I wanted to, just to show you, I wanted to set the stop at take profit at 3, right? So I set this at 3. So first of all, just to show you, let's do this. So on the German, I bought the German here, and my take profit is 23.04, right, on the 10 side, right? Now watch this. I set it to 3, and I can just go back, and you see how fast it changed to 97. It changed super fast without me doing anything. I just took the cursor off the take profit level, and it changed to 97. So that's the beauty of this thing. I don't want it to TP. It's going to TP for me. Looks like, did it TP? No, not quite. Okay, I'll make it 10 again. We'll make it 10 again. So long German right now, long Bitcoin are the two sides of the trades that are basically working, and we'll see how it goes. The Green Hippo says, does it matter which platform you use? Your chart looks a bit different compared to ACAP. You mean just the quotes? The quotes are not. Yeah, every broker is going to have different quotes. Every broker is going to have different quotes on the chart, meaning that the CFD values in Pepperstone are going to be different, but the direction is all going to be one for one, because they all create their own internal values off of futures trading, and they have like a different mix. It's a different. They have like a 2 or 3 month mix of futures, and each one of them creates their own little concoction. But the actual point by point direction, if you see me going up, your Pepperstone account is going to go up. If you see me going down, your Pepperstone account is going to go down. The direction is going to be the same. The tool, though, can only you can only get the tool if you trade with ACAP. They are the ones that help me create it. So we obviously want to sell. You can have another brokerage account, is fine, but you need to put deposit money in ACAP. If you just simply what do you call it? Screen the QR code, you'll be able to get straight to the website. And the moment you make a deposit, we will we will give you credit for it. All right, so I'm very close on very close on German. It looks like I think I got done on Bitcoin. Yes, we got done on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin got done 100, and I'm very close on the German. Where's my German? There's the German. I was really close, like 872. My take profit in the German is 304. Market is 303 offered. So we need to, just be a little patient with it, see if it can pop itself up. So looking actually at the German, right? So gold resolved to the long side, Bitcoin resolved to the long side. Let's take a look at the counter trend moves here. So we're going to go to the German on the counter trend moves. Actually, no. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait. So we made the money on the long side of Bitcoin. Now we're going to wait for an actual sell signal in Bitcoin before we engage in level 2. So we're not gonna try to guess a top. We're going to use the indicator to help us probe possible top violation moves that will then let us obviously hopefully get into a little bit of a better position on the second level. And then you'll see how the tool is going to adjust all the stops and targets to be able to take the whole position essentially at profit. Where am I? So the other thing I wanted to look at was German's still flirting around, but here's the counter trend German that I want to know. Okay, so again, I went short German on this trend basis, right? It just barely missed my target, and then I went short German on a counter trend basis over here, and it also just barely missed my target. So now we're going to just simply wait for one side to take profit, and then try to work the other side. Looks like we might have a chance here. Oh, there we go. And the German gets done. You see the German got done, 10 points right over here. You can see the visibility, right? Nice little thing. We can go into history. You see all of this stuff gets resolved. Nice tens, 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 tens. Again, I'm just trading very small right now, just to give you a vibe. We'll trade in $100 increments. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. Just I always, the first week that I'm back, I want to just be very, very relaxed about it. So now basically what's left on our plate here? What's left on our plate is trying to resolve the shorts on the German, and then if we get a trend trade to the upside in both German and Bitcoin, we might take it to the long side again. But for now, German is breaking out. It looks like the short side here was maybe kind of at the end of the short cycle. So if we don't have a signal, we're gonna have to wait until it goes into positive trend, and then it goes into corrective territory in order for us to get a good toe hold. Basically, we're not gonna take any signals in German until we see a red triangle, because that's going to be the first sign of weakness, and we're not going to trade anything until we get some weakness out of the German on that side. And the same thing with the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to be a lot easier to sort of find a weakness, because it's in a strong uptrend. It needs to have a corrective mode. It might even give us a corrective signal over here. Going to watch this carefully. Actually, this is what's so cool. We don't have to worry about it, because we can go into Bitcoin, right? And we can actually, we're in a 2-minute chart. We could actually say candle close, sell, and it's going to just sit there. And if the candle is red, it's going to trigger us into a short position. If it isn't, it's just going to sit there and wait for the next red candle. So it'll give us trend. It's not quite matching the indicator, because the indicator is not quite. Yeah, no, the indicator is just starting to move. The indicator basically has a little bit of additional logic to bring into bear, but it's close enough that using the combination of the indicator and MT5, you can really get some nice trades with very little hassle. So here we are. We are in the second position of this, and what you see here is that it's going to, it automatically adjusted the trade. So the first tranche only needs to have a 50-point target, and the second tranche is going to have a 100-point target, and altogether the whole trade is going to resolve positively, right? And it makes it so much easier to run this like this. So those of you guys on Twitter, I'm going to put in a link to join our, because if you guys are watching me on Twitter, if you want to join my free room and take a look at this, look at these tools. Now, let me see. I should just BK Trader Room, Traders Community, free invite. Okay. All right, I'll put that in there so you guys can come in and join us, and it will pop you up. All right, so Bitcoin do nothing. Nasdaq, German is really popping. I think German is going to looks to be like a really nice strong pop to the upside. Although here we go, we can watch this here. If this thing starts breaking the moving average, that's going to give us a sell signal. We can come back on the second lot and see if we can try to resolve the German. So far we resolved long German, long gold, long Bitcoin, and now we're just working the short German and the short Bitcoin, and just waiting for signals to help us manage the inventory management system. See if we can get any movement. So second sell signal in Bitcoin. We're already in a short position, so we don't have to, we're not going to add to anything. Just trying to manage that tranche. The German looks like it's ready to rip to the long side. The other thing, by the way, that's very cool with this flexibility is, if I get bullish German, I can absolutely take a much larger position on the long side and just to wash away any of the losses I have on the short side because of the size of my large position. Because if this thing does recover trend, if the German goes long trend, DAX has been in a massive uptrend lately, right? Today is the first day I've seen it where it just kind of came out in a corrective mode after a long move. So actually, we'll stay here. I'm not going to get too much of a hero here because I still think that we might get a couple of red signals here on the German. So I will trade accordingly on this. Today, basically, as I said, is a very non-directional day because there's nothing much going on here. Let's just take a look at the news first of all. What do we have in the news? European inflation coming out at 6. That's actually interesting. Which interest rate decision was this? Which country is this? Oh, Indonesia. Oh, I was like, nobody cares. Okay. I was like, I didn't think there was the central bank here today. So we have a couple of speeches by the Europeans. And then, of course, the really big event today is the interest rate decision. Market expecting 4.5 against 4.5. But it's totally viable that they could lower, they could signal that in June they're going to lower it to 4.25, which the market, that'll be a pretty bullish market, and it'll be very bullish gold, I think, because gold obviously likes lower interest rates. No, Torres, Kathy is not going to trade forex today because she can't do the FOMC today. It's just going to be me. So we're going to trade gold and Nasdaq and S&P. We're just going to basically trade indices today in the FOMC. We're not going to be able to trade anything else. Man, the volatility in Bitcoin really died down over the last couple of weeks. Huh? We just, the moving. We used to be moved 1,000 points in an hour. Now we're barely moving 100 points in an hour, like squeezing blood from a stone, right? But we'll see. Another buy signal on Bitcoin over here, but it's very toppy. So I'm a little bit. I kind of want to work the sell side just for for a little bit to see if I get a sell movement. DAX is definitely looks like it wants to rip to the upside. So I definitely want to keep my eye on DAX. The next buy signal on DAX, I may get a really large on it. and just wash away my shorts. Oh, look at this. Gold actually, Bitcoin actually drops like 30 points in a tick. Where are we on my Bitcoin? Oh, here's what we can do, by the way. Here it is. I want to show you something really cool, right? So you see how Bitcoin, the one side is so here we go. Oh, shit. I was going to just show you something. Snooze, you lose. There's a button here where I can say close all, CA, and it will close. Although I'm not sure. I think I might close the whole chart. Let me see. I'm going to do this. Just I'm not sure. I want to make sure that I get this right. So if I do, so this individual, it's individual closes, right? Okay, I individually closed Bitcoin. Just to show you what I did here. Let's go to history, and let's go to the little magnifying glass. So this was my loss on Bitcoin, which is $1, and my win 294. I could individually close each one of these tranches for a net positive profit, right? So just basically just net positive profit on Bitcoin, which only leaves me with the DAX as my position here on the short side. And the DAX obviously started to really rip hard. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait for a buy signal on DAX and get very large on DAX. In the meantime, you see that the Nasdaq short, the Bitcoin short actually would have worked fine. If I left this alone, the whole trade would have resolved for a +10. But I wanted to show you that you could actually granularly manage this yourself and resolve it early if you just didn't like the trade. So now I'm just going to sit here, be very patient with the DAX to the long side, and see where we can go on it. At this point, we're going to, if we get a sell signal, we'll add to the sell position. And then when we get a buy signal, we're probably going to get large on the buy because the DAX looks like it really wants to come back, retake the 200 period, get a little bit of a run here. And that's the other advantage of trading, small. You can adjust your whole portfolio so that at the end of the day, your whole net position is positive. You don't let, you basically, because you're trading such small positions, you can adjust to how the market is trading. And not get too carried away. The Bitcoin finally started to fall off. You see how the indicator signals though are so good at just giving you the tactical entries, and then the tool itself is super great at giving you inventory management and execution entries. So, is it possible to make the indicator for C trade? No, sorry. This is incredibly complicated already. It's an MT5 indicator, and that's where it's going to stay. Why do you want to trade C Trader? It's such a garbage platform. Does Pepperstone trade C Trader? I thought it was an MT5 shop. So, one of the things that, that I didn't trade with you guys last time I was trading Europe, I really didn't trade a lot of DAX because there wasn't a lot of volatility. But now this is going to be a great instrument to trade both up and down on lots of volatility. As you get a chance. I'm looking. It looks like we might get a sell signal here. I'm just watching the candles here, starting to get a sell signal here. So here's a cool thing that we can do. Remember I told you that in the DAX we could set up a CC here. So I'm going to do a sell here, and this stands for candle close. So if it gets if it does hit if it closes on the sell side, it looks like it did close. Did it close on the sell? I guess it did. Oh shit! I'm on the. Am I on the 1 minute chart? Oh, I wonder why that came off. Oh, maybe it was a 2 minute cycle. I sorry, that was my mistake. I guess I pulled the trigger a little bit too early. Was it 2 minute cycle? Or maybe I think it's probably not synchronized because this is on a 2 minute cycle here, but it wasn't a 1 minute cycle before. All right, we will just let it be. It's fine. It's fine. I'm perfectly okay with this. With this short position on this, we'll let it play itself out. So we'll see. We'll see if the German wants to come back down, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna do a long German trade, because this is a pretty bullish turn. The true trade in the German is actually German has been in a pure uptrend lately, and German is very similar to me as gold. You kind of want to just trade the green triangles much more than you want to trade the red triangles. Generally, the rule of thumb I like to use is on an intraday basis, I want to do 75% of my trades on the trend side. So this is trend. So, the sells, 25% on the counter trend side, except when I am really, really bullish the asset, or if I'm super, super bearish the asset, then I kind of, then I'm probably going to switch it to maybe 50-50 in a sense that, or just only trade the short side. All right, we're starting to dump. Let's see where I'm at on my move here. Where we need to be. Oh, just look at that. Just teasing me and then coming back in. Just missed the just missed the bid. So we'll have to stay patient with this. What's my take profit on the German is 18. Go back to here. So the German has a $1.50 spread, and obviously it just missed a target here. Let's see if I can make the target. Let's see if it can break down. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. How's gold trading? I haven't looked at gold in a little bit here. So let's see what gold is doing. Gold is just sort of a slow, steady trade to the upside. And this is what I mean about I'm very, very bullish gold. So basically, I want to be buyer above and then buyer on the dips, and probably that would have been my my preference on the German. So if I was in the German did not have any trades above, right? So it's all down. So I really want to be a buyer on the dips. In this case, that would be buyers here, maybe even buyers here. Which we took this trade and that worked. But what you really want to do is kind of buy on the dips, then wait patiently until it breaks the trend, and then trade the trend up if it gives you a trend condition. That's how I would trade any asset that I have a directional bias on. Come on, baby. What's my take profit on this? 1830. and it is 24. Oh, it's still far away. We need to. This has got to be 1830 on the offer for this thing to work, and it just keeps keeps teasing me up and down, up and down, up and down, not really doing anything for me. Okay, we're putzing around, and I'm gonna have to go. So I'm gonna give this another minute or two, then I'm gonna have to go. Hopefully, we need 1830 on the offer, so that's got to be like probably 16 bid. So if we see 16 bid, we're probably going to make this trade. We're not. This is an empty. You can see this is an MT5 thing. It works super fast at MT5. I'm not trading this through TradingView. I'm just using TradingView as an indicator. The trades are all being done on MT5. This is the whole point. This is an MT5 tool that's blazing fast, incredibly adjustable. You can do one tranche adjustment. You can do stops and targets per tranche. You can do a whole bunch of different things. You can go both sides of the equation, obviously. Do all sorts of stuff within this thing, or let it just kind of automatically manage your whole inventory and let it trade out for you, which is immensely more valuable than anything that CTrader can do, because you can't have the combination of functionality that this thing has. That's why I created it. That's why it's such a useful tool for short-term day trading. We're even today in a super quiet day. You look at this. We basically were able to manage 4 trades positively. And this trade I simply manually closed to show you how you could do a manual close, but this would have resolved positively too. So would have been super easy. And if I was trading regular size, this would be $400. Super easy for us in terms of structure. So the next couple of days, I'm just going to showcase a lot of this stuff. And then next week when we come back and I'm a little bit more in sync with the European trades, we're going to go full force. I'm going to show you exactly how we can make hundreds of dollars in an hour using the MT5 tool, the same way we do with our futures approaches. Just that we have a little bit more of tools to kind of trade with at this point. I want to go, where's my DAX trend? Here's my DAX trend. So it is the DAX trend. See, we shorted over here. We took the second red here, and we're just basically trying to, it's just fighting us. We needed to see around 16 bid, like somewhere around here. That would resolve our trade. It's just stuck as usual, doing its DAXy thing of close but no cigar. But otherwise, it's doing fine. Look at this. Look how tight it was. She came in like 19, coming back, just yank. That's the day it is today. It's just missing the targets. Who's going to come? So let me see what the everybody's talk. Everybody likes the magnifier glass. Only what 23% of people don't like the magnifier glass. Why? Why would you not like this? It's so cool. You can actually, by the way, the magnifier glass works on TradingView too. You can actually totally see this. Just look how nice this is. You can totally see the the granularity of all the signals on this, right? Pretty cool, right? I'm going to use it in futures today. You're going to see now. I'm going to see all that stuff. So this is a trend condition in scalper on the German, giving us 2 sell signals over here, and we just need to come down over here to make target. So hopefully we'll get there. But I got to run, guys, because I do have a meet at 6. So I'll update you tomorrow on how things go. I mean, I was really hoping we just need like 8 points to come down here to TP the whole thing. Murphy's rule of life is that whenever I go off camera, that's exactly what I'm going to TP. But overall, you guys get the idea. It's all super clean and easy. It's all really nice programmatic, fully functioning, and fully fully viable for great short-term trading on any of the instruments that we have in the overnight trade. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and then we'll play around more with this. Any more questions, just come back to me tomorrow. Otherwise, everybody enjoy your stuff, and I will see everybody at the 2 o'clock if you're going to be up with me for FOMC. Have a great day, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you later.